Did you know that if you add yellow food coloring to a glass of water, it turns yellow? But here's the twist. If you were to add red food coloring instead, the water would turn red. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that? When I was 5 years old, I was five. How old were you? If you think about it, 2 plus 3 is not 5. And it is. When I was 5 years old, if you're homeless, just buy a house. Now you might be wondering, how do I buy a house if I don't have money? Sell your house that you already live in. The money that you make by selling that house, use that to buy a house. If you're homeless, why is it that when you catch a fish, it's called fishing, but when you catch a fly, it's not called flying? Isn't that concerning? Why is it that when you catch a fish, it's called fishing, but when you catch a fly, it's not called flying? Isn't that concerning? If you're broke and you can't afford to pay for a car, just buy a car. Now you might be wondering, how do I buy the car if I don't have the money to begin with? Sell the car that you already have and use that money to buy another car. If you're broke and you can't afford... Did you know that if you spell the word race car backwards, it's spelled race car? You could literally spell the word race car the way you spell it, or you could reverse it and it would still spell the same word. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you spell the word race car backwards, it's spelled race car? You could literally spell the word race car the way you spell it, or you could reverse it and it would still spell the same word. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that the color green was not invented up until the year 1800? People before the year 1800 did not know what the color green looks like. So if you saw the grass, it probably looked like yellow. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that the color... Did you know that if you paint your floor purple, it turns purple? But here's the twist. If you were to paint that same floor yellow instead, it would turn yellow. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you add green food coloring to water, the water turns green? But here's the twist. If you were to add blue food coloring instead, the water would turn blue. Isn't that concerning? If you add green food coloring to water, the water turns green. But here's the twist. If you were to add blue food coloring instead, the water would turn blue. Isn't that concerning? How do you know that you're not dreaming right now? What proof do you have that you're actually awake right now? For all you know, you've been dreaming for the last 15 years. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you paint your ceiling black, it turns black? But here's the twist. If you were to paint that same ceiling white instead, it would turn white. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that why do we call the letter W, W, and not double we? Come back. The letter W is actually two V's put together. So why call it W when you could just call it double we? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word we spelled we and not we? If you think about it, just the letter we is enough to pronounce the word we. Isn't that concerning? Why is the name J spelled J and not J? If you think about it, both the letters after the letter J are silent. So why not just spell it J? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word P spelled P and not P? If you think about it, both the letters after the letter P are silent. So why not just spell it P? Isn't that concerning? When you go to a petrol station, the petrol station is taking fuel from the ground and pumping it into your car, right? Why can't you just make your own petrol station, pump your own fuel into your car, and you'd never have to pay for fuel again? Not only would you save money, but you could charge other people in your community. Isn't that concerning? When you go to... How much does a kidney cost?
Around $250,000.
How many kidneys do you need as a human being to survive?
You only need one.
And how much is 20% on $1 million?
It's around $200,000.
So you could put down 20% for a property worth $1 million, still be alive from the rentals that you make on that property. You could not only buy another kidney, but you could buy yourself a car as well.
Potentially, yes.
Isn't that fascinating? Excuse me, how much is your hot dog for?
21 dirhams.
Can I have change for 100 dirhams?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Here you go. Thank you so much. Can I get 5 hot dogs?
Yeah, sure.
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man.
Why do birds poop on your car? I mean, if a bird wants to poop, it can poop on the road, but why pick your car and poop on it? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word tea spelled T and not just T? If you think about it, both the letters after the letter T are silent. Why not just spell it T? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word...
Did you know that if you apply charcoal toothpaste on your teeth, it turns black? But here's the twist. If you brush it off, it turns white. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you...
Why is the word C spelled C and not C? Both the letters after the letter S are silent. So why not just spell it C? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word B spelled B and not B? If you think about it, both the letters after B are silent. So why not just spell it B? Isn't that concerning? If you want to get a job, just get hired by a company. If I feel cold, what do? I turn off the AC. And when I feel hot, I turn on the AC. Isn't that fascinating? Did you know that you can't name yourself? You don't get the choice to choose your own name when you're born. What if I wanted to call myself Isn't that concerning? Did you know that How do you know for sure that the money in your bank is your money? What proof do you have that the money that you put inside the ATM machine is the same money that you get back when you withdraw it from the ATM machine? Isn't that concerning? Did you know if you paint a white wall black, it becomes black? But here's the twist. If you were to paint that same wall blue instead, it would become blue. Isn't that concerning? Did you know everyone on this planet who owns a car needs to fill up their car, right?
Yes.
Now, let's say you are out of fuel. Just how you can ask your friend for money, what if you ask them for fuel?
Like I just take fuel from their car.
We use a pipe, we siphon the fuel from his car, and you put it in your car. Now, here's the twist. How will you pay him back for it? You can tell him that you will pay him back for it with fuel. So you use up the fuel that is in your car, and the leftover fuel, you return it to him and borrow more fuel from another friend. This way, you never run out of fuel. You keep paying back your friends, and it's a circle. Isn't that genius? If Marcelo stopped Ronaldo from passing that ball to Messi, that goal could have been avoided. But clearly, Man City had other plans. They wanted them to score this goal. As you can see, the goalkeeper, he's not even trying to stop the ball. He's standing and he's waiting for Ronaldo to kick. And once Ronaldo has kicked, then the goalkeeper is trying to stop the goal.
Grealish faz o toque, Gundogan tenta virar o Gundogan, um toque mais atrás, que golaço! De Bruyne! Gol!
I have never seen Hakimi play this way before. You can see Messi dribble through the Real Madrid players and passes it to Hakimi, and he passes it back to Messi, and Messi just takes the shot. I feel like the goalkeeper did not get enough sleep the night before, and because he was so tired, you can see he's laying down on the ground instead of stopping the goal. When you buy an apartment, do you own that apartment all the way down to the center of the building? Or do you just own that apartment itself? What if I wanted to build a basement 3 floors down below my apartment? Isn't that concerning? When you buy why is the word I spelled I and not I? If you think about it, all the letters in the word I are silent. So why not just spell it I? Isn't that concerning? Why is the word Y spelled Y and not Y? If you think about it, both the letters before Y are silent. So why not just spell it Y? Isn't that concerning? Why is the... If you're in jail, you can literally go outside and be free. And if you want to go back to jail, you could commit a crime and the police would take you back to jail. Now you might be wondering, why would you want to go back to jail? My question to you is, why would you commit a crime in the first place? If you're in jail, did you know that you can't imagine a number beyond 10? Your hands don't have the capability to count beyond the number 10. You physically cannot calculate numbers beyond 10. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that you... How do you know that you're not dead right now? What proof do you have that you're actually alive right now? For all you know, you could have died 15 years ago or even 25 years ago. Isn't that concerning? How do you know that? Did you know that if you add black food coloring to water, it turns black? But here's the twist. If you add white food coloring instead, it turns white. Isn't that concerning? If you're hungry, you can literally go outside, plant a tree, and eat the apple. And if you're thirsty, 75% of the planet is made up of water. You can literally take a glass, dip it in the ocean, and drink it. Now you might be concerned, oh, what if the ocean water is salty? The body needs salt to survive. Isn't that concerning? I think I just found the hack on how to do your groceries without actually having to pay for them. Now, for example, this banana is for 6 dirham. There's no price tag on this banana. I can literally walk out of this grocery store, back to my car, and no one would realize that I just walked out with this banana, free of cost. Now, you guys must be thinking, oh, isn't that stealing? No, it's not, because I'm going to take that banana, eat it, take a shit, bury that shit in grass, grow a banana tree from the shit, and then use those bananas to bring them back and put them over here and eat more of them. And this way I would never have to pay for my groceries again. I think I just found the hack. Tony, how much is this Jeep for?
Over $500,000.
Over $500,000. I found a brand new Jeep from the showroom, only 200,000 dirham. I can pay now with my credit card. Why I will pay you 600?
That's your brand new Jeep. Has a Pro Charge with 450 horsepower, water methanol on an engine like this. Does it have a king coil over setup like this? And does your brand new Jeep has a full overland setup from ARB and the rooftop tent? And does it also have a full sound system by Sony, TV, PlayStation, solar panel, and overland setup?
Brother, forget 600,000. Take 1.6 million. It's a deal.
Sold.
Why pay a university 300,000 dirhams to get a degree that allows you to get a job that pays you 4,000 to 5,000 dirhams per month? If you really want to make money, you just need to get a job. Ask Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs has the word jobs in his name without even getting a degree. If I want to work as an engineer in NASA who can build rockets, I can literally go on YouTube right now and write how to build rockets. Use that information. Go to NASA and build those rockets for them. And I'll get paid. And YouTube is for free. Why pay? Hi Sharks, my name is Fahad Kaleem, and I'm asking for $1 billion in exchange for 15% equity in my company,
fast food trimmers. We collect unsold fast food from fast food chains, remove unwanted ingredients like fries, drinks, lettuce, and then sell it back to the people for half the price.
Why would anybody play golf?
I'm sorry, I did not know I was dealing with someone who has below average intellectual functioning and is unable to deal with normal conversation.
Tell us what your plan is to gain market share. What's the plan?
So we plan to gain more market share by sending flowers to fast food chains so they want to work with us, and buying followers on Instagram and TikTok to increase our social media reach.
What does it cost to manufacture and what do you sell it for?
We buy a burger that usually costs $5 for $2 without the cheese, for example, and then we sell it for $1.
Here's my offer. I'll give you $300,000.
You have no hair and you think you know everything that it takes to run $1 billion business. And for those reasons, I would have to respectfully decline your offer.
I'll give you the $300,000 for 25%, and you're a smart guy.
I know I'm a smart guy, which is why I'll offer you 0.7% instead of the 15%. Take it or leave it.
No. We know what this takes. It's a partnership, and we got to have at least 25%.
Let's do 0.6%.
I'll do it.
Hi Sharks, my name is Fahad Kaleem. Why your apple is different from other supermarkets? You turn off the light in a bright room, it becomes darker. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you have one pencil and I gave you another pencil, you'd have two pencils? And if I had 12 pencils and I sharpened 10 of them, I'd be left with two pencils as well. But here's the twist. If you had 4 pencils and 2 of them broke, you'd be left with 2 pencils as well. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you turn on the heat inside your car, it becomes warm inside? But here's the twist. If you turn on the air conditioning, it becomes cold inside. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you turn up the volume on your phone louder, you can hear the music louder? But here's the twist. If you turn down the volume on your phone, the music becomes quieter. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you put petrol in your car, you can drive it? But here's the twist. If you run out of petrol, the car stops moving. Isn't that concerning? When you take a loan from a bank, the bank isn't printing money and giving it to you. It's giving you other people's money, right? So what if I started taking people's money and started lending it to other people? Does that make me a bank? Did you know that Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are working together to develop a new currency called the BRICS? And they're spending billions of dollars to make this happen. But here's the twist. I can get bricks for just as little as 50 cents from the local supermarket. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you had $1 and I gave you another $1, you'd be left with $2? And if I had $10 and I gave you $8, I'd be left with $2 as well. But here's the twist. If you had $8 and I took $6 from you, you'd be left with $2 as well. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you have one apple and you add another apple, you're left with 2 apples? And if you had 8 apples and I took 6 apples away from you, you'd be left with 2 apples as well? But here's where things get more interesting. If I had 10 apples and you took 8 apples from me, I'd be left with 2 apples as well. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that if you walk in a straight line, you'll eventually reach your destination? And if you turn left and then walk in a straight line,
you'll reach somewhere else. But here's the twist. If you turned right and then right again, you'll end up where you started. Isn't that concerning? What is the biggest number we use in math? There's only so many numbers that we know of. Your brain can only count till 10, 50,000, 100,000, or maybe a million, but not beyond that. Isn't that concerning? If you're unable to pay your rent at the end of the month, just shift your house. Your landlord is only going to demand you for your rent if you complete the entire month. All you have to do is keep shifting from house to house on the 29th day of the month. This way, you don't owe any money to the landlord. Isn't that fascinating?
I just flipped the switch.
Why is the word you spelled you and not you? If you think about it, both the letters before you are silent. So why not just spell it you? Isn't that concerning? Why waste so much electricity to power lights when you could just use your phone and record the sun during the day and play it back during the night? It costs absolutely no money to charge your phone. You could have your phone charged for free from a mall, and you could keep playing the video of the sun during the darkness and get light wherever you want. Isn't that concerning? How do you know for sure animals can't speak English? Orangutans have figured out how to fish with a spear. What if I'm an orangutan and you're a fish? Your brain tells you, as it looks at me, that I'm a human being. But you don't have X-ray vision to be able to see through my skin and tell that this is a human skull or a fish skull or the skull of an orangutan. Isn't that concerning? Did you know that it has been 51 years since we last went to the moon? For 51 years, no human being has attempted to travel to the moon. And what's even more concerning is exactly 51 years ago, the McMuffin by McDonald's was invented. Isn't that concerning? How do you know for sure that Hitler died? They say he suicided, but there was never a body. For example, if you were to die right now, your body would go from a living body to a dead body. And that dead body is the proof of your death. But in Hitler's case, he went from a living body to a nobody. Isn't that concerning? How do you know your mother is real? What proof do you have that you are born from the female that you call your mother? What if your mother is actually a parrot? Just because you were told that a parrot is a parrot and your mother is a mother, you believe this for the rest of your life. Isn't that concerning? In order to withdraw money from your bank, you need to insert your card in the ATM machine, right? What if you made duplicates of your bank card and just kept using it to withdraw money? Every time your balance reaches zero, just duplicate your card and withdraw the same amount of money again. Isn't that fascinating? Why does fridge have the letter D in it, but refrigerator does not? Technically speaking, fridge should be pronounced fridge. I agree. Because there's a D in the word fridge. Isn't that concerning? Very concerning, very concerning. Why is the word Q spelled Q and not Q? If you think about it, all the letters after the letter Q are silent. So why not just spell it Q? Isn't that concerning?